be able to do something and get paid for it that you love to do, you know, that's got to be everyone's dream, you know? So, you know, that's why I think it'd be great if I played in the WNBA.
I was never the tallest. I was fast, but I was never the fastest. I couldn't physically dominate. Even to this day, I've never done that. It's not what I do. It's not what my game is.
Not only is she the best point guard in the WNBA, she's the best point guard in the world.
I had to find other ways to win.
I actually think I came here like 2 years ago maybe to work out, but nobody was in here. Really? Yeah, so to actually be around people, I don't know, it's been a while.
It's with great pleasure to introduce a fellow Royal who needs no introduction.
What's up? How are you guys? Good. I know you know that I went here, and obviously I'm a little bit older than you, but if there's any questions you wanted to ask, now would be a good time. I'm from Long Island, so Syosset. The way I got started with basketball is just a simple story of a little kid wanting to be like her older sister. My sister is 5 years older, and I pretty much just followed everything that she did. And luckily enough for me, she picked up a basketball. I played on an AAU team called the Liberty Bells, which is really closely affiliated with Christ the King, or it was at the time. So I was really familiar with the players, they were my friends. I was really familiar with the school. Fast forward a couple years, I enter high school. I'm in Syosset at the time. I was there for my freshman and sophomore year. My parents were splitting up. I was dealing with a lot of the emotions and the things that I think a typical kid would feel. I thought, what did I do? Why us? I don't want to be a statistic, and all these kind of immature thoughts pass through your head, and they can affect you, absolutely. It forced me to grow up kind of quick. The way I am, I just kind of keep things inside anyway, and I think if you were to ask a large percentage of the girls who were on the team that year, they didn't even know my parents were divorcing.
What's your favorite CK memory?
My favorite CK memory? Oh, yeah. My senior year, we won state and we were ranked first nationally. I remember my very last game the most. It was for the state federation title, and we were ranked #1 in the state, in the country, and so there was a lot riding on it. I got fouled really late in the game. I couldn't tell you the time, I couldn't tell you the score, but I got fouled shooting a 3. And I missed all 3 free throws. And luckily I had another teammate like get a rebound and score, and we ended up winning. But that's how my high school basketball career ended. So yeah, I miss game-winning shots too.
Is everybody ready?
Sue doesn't consider herself the best player in the country. I think she's a very, very good player.
A couple days before I was going to make my decision, and I was on the phone with Coach Ariema, and he said, you know, so how are you feeling? Where are you? What are you thinking? And I basically said, well, I feel like in my heart I want to go to UConn, but I think my head might be saying Vanderbilt. And all he said was, well, I hope you follow your heart. Click. How was college for me? College was tough, man. College is no joke. How many of you guys are seniors, juniors up there, upperclassmen? You want to go to college? Yeah? It's not easy, but it's very rewarding. One thing that, you know, I think back most about that experience, for my sophomore year, Coach Ariema took me into his office and he said, anything that bad that happens, it's your fault. And I was like, what? You know, like, what does that mean? He's like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if, you know, you turn it over or if she turns it over, it's always going to be your fault. And he was basically saying I had to take responsibility for everything. I'm just kind of a little bit more reserved and shy, and immediately that had to break me out of my shell. And I had to be this vocal leader. My whole mentality was to change everybody's perception of me.
And Connecticut has done it. They have won the national championship.
Here's Bird at the buzzer from midcourt. Deep! Super from midcourt.
39-0, Connecticut is perfect.
Did you know when you were playing in high school that you were going to be like who you came to be?
Who I became to be? I don't know, I took it as it came. I didn't know it. I definitely didn't know it. From the minute that we finished that season to getting drafted was like a crazy whirlwind.
With the first pick of the 2002 WNBA draft, the Seattle Storm select Sue Bird from the University of Connecticut.
I remember when I first got picked there and I looked on the map, I was like, like really? Could this be any farther?
Temperature in Seattle is, I think that means 60 degrees. It says there's no rain. That's shocking.
When I got out there, it took some time to adjust. Going from college where we didn't lose a lot at all, I'd venture to say in Seattle that we had lost 7 in the first 3 weeks. I remember coming into the locker room after our very first loss and kicking a water bottle and being pissed and all this stuff, and I quickly realized nobody else was doing that. I was the only one, so I needed to chill out. After the 3rd, 4th, or 5th loss, it was all right, if I'm gonna react like this, I'm gonna be emotionally exhausted by the time the season is over. This is just the way it is, and I need to deal with it. It's a true story that Lauren, in our first year, she absolutely hated me. She admits that, she was the #1 pick.
LJ deep in the post, spin, baseline.
She was the new kid on the block. She was, the man. And all of a sudden, oh, here's another #1 pick.
Here comes Sue, off LJ, 3-ball. Yep!
I had just come off of this undefeated season, so I had that UConn hype surrounding me. She didn't like that.
My great pleasure as mayor of the city of Seattle to declare October 4th to be Sue Bird Day.
She wasn't a fan. But on the court, that clicked immediately.
Oh my! Bird gives it to Lauren Jackson.
Christensen on the inbound, stolen by Bird. She hands off to Jackson for the easy lay-in.
Bird with the head up finds Jackson.
I'm pretty confident saying that we earned each other's trust and kind of a respect pretty quickly where I could be in her ear.
Lauren, when a play is called, run it.
She's not gonna allow just anybody to be in her ear. I'm telling you right now.
Lauren, if I go under the drags, don't hedge.
We were able to kind of get that moving in the right direction pretty quickly, and then the friendship came later, maybe the next year or 2.
She's famous. Everywhere we go, Sue Bird, Sue Bird. I'm like, yes, she's my friend.
I look back on that 2004 team, that friendship, that relationship, it did help us win.
Sue Bird into the right block, LJ. Turn around for Jackson on the fade.
When they need a big shot, you give the ball to Sue Bird.
And the Seattle Storm has won their first ever WNBA title.
Fast forward to the Olympics, that was my first dose of being around Dawn Staley, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie. And it was intimidating at first. Here I am, supposed to be a leader and a vocal leader. How do you tell Lisa Leslie, what to do? You don't. I remember Dawn Staley pulling me aside and being like, hey, listen, you're on this team for a reason. You have to do the things that got you here.
I know what to expect, but we have younger players who really don't know. That's what we're here for. That's for myself and Lisa and Cheryl, to lend that experience to them.
I got to just watch Dawn and kind of take mental notes of how she was doing things and what she was saying and why she was saying it. It definitely helped. It was my first taste of international experience, of international play, and from there on I was able to be a contributor. Looking back, I had won everywhere I'd went. You don't really necessarily cherish it at the time because you're like, it'll happen again next year.
Here we go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, back.
It wasn't until 2010 when we were able to win it again that I realized this is actually really hard. It's really hard just to get back to the finals.
Play tough, okay? With the ball especially.
Inside out, Bird to Jackson. They've used that a couple of times over the years. Bird around the screen, wide open, got another one.
Kicks it over to Sue, gets around Izzy, pull up from 15, patented. Sue Bird basketball.
That'll do it. The Seattle Storm are the WNBA champs in 2010.
There's a lot of ups and downs, so to win, it feels, I can't even describe it. It's a very complete feeling.
I really have been very lucky. By the age of 23, I had won everything. Since then, I've been asked this question, what's next? And usually my answer is to win more. And I realize that now that can't be the answer for everything.
If you didn't pursue basketball, what would you have done?
The minute I graduated college, I really didn't have to think of anything else. I was kind of lucky in that way. So I'm not sure, but right now I'm doing a lot of ESPN commentating. What's next? It's becoming a more interesting question.
She is the only player in the WNBA to ever reach 4,000 points, 2,000 assists, 1,000 rebounds. She has done everything at every level.
I want to finish my career on the right note, whatever that might look like, and then go from there and see what life brings.